welcome to
Fika for Life! Ho, ho, ho!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Yes.
It's always good having people
listening. As we
listening.
say in Sweden, are there any nice kids? Okay, that just sounds really weird. Some old man says, are there any nice kids here? He's a dragon. Yeah, but Santa says, finns det några snälla barn här?
But the German Santa Claus says it too. The
Oh,
German
it says-
Weihnachtsmann also says that.
Finns det dessa eine kinda kinder here?
No.
How does he say it in German? What's it like?
I haven't been in German for 10 years. Let me think about it.
How?
Gibt's hier gute Kinder? Yeah, I haven't been a little kid in Germany for a long time.
It's so cute when you say gute kinder.
Gute Kinder. I mean, usually you say obedient children, don't
Is
you?
das gute Kinder here?
That sounds more like Swiss German when you say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm speaking Swiss German. I'm so international. I feel so great.
Okay. Anyway, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas,
It's
everybody.
always fun when you're listening in, like, in a special occasion.
I'm listening on a special occasion right now because I'm here with you. You have a Christmas shirt on.
True. If
Lit.
you want to see that, I think last year I was preaching. If you
With
go
your
to...
Christmas shirt?
Yeah, I did. If you go to Cross Culture...
I remember.
I think on our YouTube channel, it's Cross Culture Christian Fellowship.
Yes.
If you look at our YouTube channel, you should find my preaching from last year. And there
That's
I wear...
2020, for those of you who can't count yet.
I can't. So I wear this Christmas shirt. I think I thought... Did I talk about Joseph, I think?
Probably. Because this year I talked about Maria and Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly Maria, but I had to throw a little Joseph in there for the man. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Anyway, yeah, Ed. So last year we checked our podcast. We didn't really talk about Christmas because it was so depressing.
I know, it was like COVID, and we just so last year, for those of you who weren't on the planet, there was a pandemic called COVID-19.
It started. It started
in 19. It
in
started
the end of
2000,
19, but it came to us in the beginning of 2020.
Yes. And so we didn't really talk about anything because everyone was locked down, depressed.
I mean, we had no vaccine, so it was like everyone is encouraged to be alone.
Yeah, and we because normally we celebrate Christmas with my in-laws, and so my father-in-law usually makes Christmas, but then we weren't at his place, so it was really boring.
Like what was there to do?
Like I always complain about, we do sit around and watch Kalle Anka, and we eat the food and everything. And then when we couldn't do it, I was like, it's
wasn't
so
bad
boring.
at all.
I'm so depressed. I want to see your father. And it's like, what is wrong?
But did your
with
kids
you?
come last year?
I don't even remember. I think they did. I think so. I think you guys were there. Were you there? Call me and let me know.
Because I get old.
I'm getting old. I can't remember. No, I don't think we had much of a Christmas last year.
Well,
And this
I
year
was in
I didn't
Germany.
put it so you always leave at Christmas time.
no, yeah.
I never get to celebrate Christmas with you and Eunice.
Maybe next year.
That's what you say every year.
I want to keep your hope alive.
Exactly. It's like
It keeps you going.
It's like a drug dealer. Sure. This is okay for you. Just take more.
No, but maybe if we go 2023, then it makes no sense to go 2022 for Christmas and then just come back for a couple of months and then go again. So I don't know. And I don't really want to make that far travel with. Surprise for you all listeners. I am pregnant again.
Yay! It's our Christmas present. Merry Christmas to your womb.
Oh my gosh.
Was that too far?
No, that's
Okay,
fine.
good.
That's fine.
'Cause I'm
we
really
can talk
happy.
about my womb.
Yeah, I'm really happy for your womb. It's being occupied again.
Okay, but yeah. I found a tenant. See?
Yeah, but they only stay for such a short amount of time.
It's a short time contract.
Yeah, it's
what
like-
they get kicked out after 9 months. What should I say?
It's like, nah, I'm done with you. It's like, no, I want to stay in.
And
No,
then it has to
get
be
out.
renovated for a year or something.
I know. Takes time to clean it up again.
Okay, move on.
No, this is so interesting. It's so Christmassy because
Birth.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say the Virgin Mary.
Birth.
Like you and Mary have a lot in common.
Except I'm not a virgin anymore.
Okay, I guess not. No, because you're married to the mighty Eunice.
Mighty Jonas is potent.
It's
Sperm.
potent. Hitting a home run 3 times in the park. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's got that
Wow.
Viking blood. He's like, got to populate the earth.
No.
Merry Christmas, Lynn. He doesn't really sound like that, but
no.
it
But
sounds
you
better to say
want
that.
him to
I
sound
want
like
to sound
that.
like hey, Eunice. Hey, Edward. How's it going? I was like, wow, man. You sound so Viking. And he's like,
so manly.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to go out and shoot a bear. Eat some meat. Get strong.
But bear meat is not nice.
Really? Have you tried it?
Yeah. Don't like it.
Oh, my gosh. I hate you. Lynn eats bears. I'm going to protest.
No. It was
gonna-
when Yuna's mom turned 60, and then we had this tasting.
she
we had
ate
this
a-
tasting.
She ate a bear.
in a cottage in northern Sweden. Okay, so you gotta try that.
So you go to a cottage and taste bear.
Among other things,
Like what?
other animals, wild animals. Maybe that's where COVID came from.
We got possum, and then we got some bat. And then we
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
like,
maybe where
we got
COVID
some
came from.
bear.
No.
We've got
They
some
were wild animals,
beaver.
not catched and kept together. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
We've got jerky for you.
Ugh. So this year Christmas, in Sweden, we never had really bad restrictions. We never had a lockdown. So
no, we didn't. It doesn't work that way in Sweden.
Please, we never
Sweden
had
wouldn't have
lockdown.
lockdowns. What they do is they get on TV and they say,
tell people, be
so
nice.
we have these restrictions and everyone's going, the restrictions that came out. Now we have to follow the rules. 'Cause people here are like really law abiding and I don't know what's wrong. Can't get them to break a law. I mean, like it's like so stressful. No, it says 40. Stop going 42. This is 40. You're stressing me out. Stop going 42. I'm like,
But
okay.
you know the police and their fees, man. If you go,
I wouldn't know because I'm a good Christian, Lynn. I drive at the speed limit, especially when the police are around.
yeah, especially when the police is around.
You know,
Anyway,
yeah.
so last year I think it was for most people really bad, and I think this year it might be better for a lot of people.
Well, it depends because now, so like here in Sweden, the border to Norway's been closed.
Again?
Yeah,
When?
it's been closed since last week.
Okay, but I don't follow that. What am I
Don't
supposed
you care what
to do?
happens in Norway?
No,
Oh my gosh, you're so insensitive to our Scandinavian neighbors.
they
We
don't
have to
like
be-
us.
Yeah, but I like them. They sound so happy. Hey, men snackar norska. They always sound like I've been taking drugs my whole life. I'm so happy, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
nice.
I know. I like Norway people. I mean Norwegians.
If you Norway people,
Norway people. I like
Uh,
Norway people. I like
dude.
Finland people. I like Denmark people. Because I'm an educated person.
You look like that.
No, I don't look educated.
No.
You see
Anyway.
me, you're like, oh,
So,
he's got a ring from the dunce cap. So,
yeah. So Christmas, man.
yes.
Your plans this year?
My plans was to spend time with you guys, but since you're leaving town,
Oh my gosh.
I guess I'll just have to get new friends now.
wine.
I know. A lot of cheese with my wine today. So. No, I mean, so this year because everyone in the family is vaccinated. So in our family, everyone's vaccinated, so we can hang out together.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like that in your family?
Well, in my biological family, everyone is vaccinated too. My father has got a third one. My mom got a third one. I think my brother is about to get a third one.
Okay,
soon.
wow.
So yeah, they are vaccinated.
What about your in-laws?
Well, my in-laws, both my father and mother-in-law, they got their third vaccination.
All right, triple.
My brother-in-law does. One
Mm-hmm.
of my sister-in-law does. And one of my sister-in-law and her husband doesn't. So that's a bit problematic for me. Because we are all going to live really closely under one
Man.
roof. So it has been, I think it's a trigger for me. I think it will be difficult to be just normal.
I can give you some training tips.
Okay.
So what to do when you're in the presence of an anti-vaxxer? If they open their mouth, you take a fly swatter with you. If they open their mouth, you're like, shh, keep your bacteria to yourself. And if they start to sneeze, you put a bag over their head so they only sneeze to themselves.
But I think, you know, what I think is difficult is that my mother-in-law said that we are not to talk about this.
Oh, then we should be quiet then.
Like,
I don't want to disobey her because what she says is really important to me.
No, like, because she doesn't want us to fall out during Christmas. That's why.
Well, then you should have to be, okay, so here's the sneaky advice given to you not by a pastor friend, but by
Just a friend.
just an evil friend. And so...
Being a supportive friend when you're an evil friend.
Exactly. Being a supportive friend when you really want to help someone, I get back. No, but I think that, so obviously if you can't talk about it, you can't talk about it. But
I'm
then
not supposed to talk about it.
you're not supposed to. But then, so would you like those Bible tracts that people give out? when Christians are out missionizing.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get a COVID tract.
And you just print out like hundreds and
Yeah.
just put them everywhere.
And then you just like, when you see them, say, hey, I just want to give you something. God loves you. And then you just walk away.
It's just weird when you're going to see this person in 5 minutes again.
And every time you see them, you just take another one out saying, did I give you one of these? Did you read it? If you would have died tonight of COVID, where do you think you would spend the rest of eternity? Like, you got to make it relevant, you know? So you have to use evangelism techniques. We're not saying we don't believe in evangelism. We're just joking around. I hope people out there with thin skin don't start writing to us. You're making fun of evangelism. People are going to go to hell.
But the thing is, a lot of people do see that almost like trying to evangelize people when it comes to vaccines, because I think a lot of people... It's almost a religion, a principle for them to not get vaccinated. It's like, oh, but you can't mandate things like that. And I also talked with our friend James yesterday, and he's like, he doesn't like all the restrictions because he believes that people should not be forced to do something to their body that they don't want to. And then I said, no one is chasing you with a syringe. I said that, but those restrictions are for everyone's protection. It's not like, oh, we are singling you out because we don't like you.
You just gave me a thought.
Okay.
So when you're going away and you meet your sister-in-law, you just happen to have a syringe in your hand. You just happen to bump into her. Oh, sorry, I just gave you a COVID shot. I mean, I just have these syringes here. You know, and sometimes, you know, because, I mean, I'm hormonal, you know, and stuff right now. So you just got to, you know, I'm the pregnant lady. And so she can't get mad at you because you're the pregnant lady.
Oh, my gosh. You don't know my sister-in-law.
She'll be like,
woo!
She's going to be like, she'll be like, oh my gosh. I mean, you're pregnant. It's okay. Just rage on me. It's all right.
No, I don't. I just said it. I hope that I can just keep good spirits, you know, not make the season about this, because the season is not about vaccination.
The season is not about vaccinations. The season is about away in a manger, no crib for his head.
Yeah.
The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the skies look down where he lays.
Wow.
We sang Christmas songs last year, so last week.
I'm like last week. I know last.
No, but I think that I think that for all of our listeners out there, you can choose to have a Christmas without Jesus. It's a stupid thing to do. No, I mean, it's,
no judgment here.
I know, really. I'm not judging people. No, I never do that. Okay, listen, you can have a Christmas without Jesus, but
what's sad?
What the season is actually really for, since Constantine. So I was listening to Lee Strobel's, and he was talking about how that when Constantine wanted to change the date of Saturnalia because people are just getting drunk and getting crazy.
Well, they still do.
So he decided to make the 25th of December the celebration for the birth of Jesus. But he didn't come to Sweden.
October, isn't it?
So if he came to Sweden, he would be like, oh, wow. It don't matter what you call that day. People are going to go down and get drunk anyway. So
yeah.
You know, so obviously his idea didn't work here in Sweden.
I think it's really sad.
People are like, oh, it's a holiday. Let's get drunk.
But you know this campaign in Sweden, they call it White Christmas, Vit Jul.
And that because there's so many white people here?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's because it's from Systembolaget and the government that they want to encourage people to stay sober or to only drink moderately for the children, because most children, or not most, but many children actually experience Christmas as a really, really horrible holiday. Because their parents get really drunk, or there's I was going
to explain the schnapps thing. It's Christmas time.
Yeah, but I also want to say in most crimes, like violent crimes, there is alcohol involved.
Really?
Yeah. I think John Peterson said, was it 80 or 90% of all the crimes where people get killed or are murderers, there's alcohol involved. People you are either drunk or
somebody who's drunk
will kill you. Wow. So that's why alcohol's
that makes it almost seem like you should not drink.
No, it can't be that tasty.
Okay.
At least not for Christmas, you know.
Okay, I could do it on the 26th. I can wait one day.
People actually do go out on the 25th and get really, really drunk in Sweden. You know that.
That's because in Sweden we celebrate the 24th.
Yeah.
So the 25th, which is a red day, means that
holiday, public holiday.
I can go out and get blazed.
Because the 26th is also a public holiday.
Yeah. So we have the 3 days of Christmas in Sweden. We have the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th.
And next week, it will be 20th, 21st, 23rd, and so on. People are going to be queuing at Systembolaget for a long time.
I know.
Because in Sweden, they believe in the monopoly of alcohol. So you can only buy alcohol in the government shop. And they have special opening hours, and they're really strict with all the
days.
Really strict with all the all the ID checks. So which is a good thing. But they believe that by selling it, they're also taking the money to recover the people that suffer from alcoholism
from System
and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think that it's. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this also within one of the pastors' prayer meetings. And it's actually become a really big problem in Sweden. So
the alcohol thing?
Yeah, and so it's probably like among our listeners, it may not be that big of a deal, but they really should understand like the whole drinking culture here in Sweden. It's really gotten worse. It's really out of control. And with COVID, a lot of people have been drinking more. And so a lot of kids who have had to stay home with a parent who's, has a substance abuse problem have also found that they're not doing so well. So we have a lot of psychological issues here and
damaged.
And so we have, I think it's a hard one because, obviously there's no prohibition in the Bible about drinking. And at the same time, we live in a culture that overindulges. And I think it's one of those things where we have to limit our freedom sometimes because of because of the culture around us. Not because it's wrong, like as a sin, but so many people are affected and somewhere
suffering from this.
Yeah, and so somewhere, and especially here, like so in Sweden with a lot of the holidays, people not just drink, but they drink schnapps
excessively,
and you're constantly doing these shots of a really strong alcoholic drink,
liquor,
fortified. It's like a fortified wine or something like that, with a lot of different kinds of flavor in it, and so you're doing shots.
Almost like vodka. Shots. If you would do vodka all the time.
Yeah, it's like a vodka shot.
Yeah.
It's basically
vodka, tequila.
Yeah. And so what happens is that then people get drunk. You get drunk really fast off of those.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people just, when they're drinking, they do things, they say things, they act things. It's embarrassing. Especially for kids who have to walk out the house. The parents walk out the house and do things and the kids are embarrassed. And,
obviously.
And so they have to live with this...
shame.
With this shame, but also this fear. What's going to happen this year?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that
I myself,
if we can encourage everyone, let's encourage everyone. Yeah. If you're going to drink a lot less than you normally do. If you can, try not to drink at all. Maybe around Christmas time.
I think that it's good to talk about this in beforehand.
Yeah.
You shouldn't take on Christmas Eve. You're like, okay, I'm putting up this rule, but. Let people, if people are coming to your Christmas dinner, let them know in advance. Like, okay, we decided that everyone only gets 2 glasses of whatever drink they want, or you decide that no alcohol at all, or like after a certain time when the kids are in bed, people can drink blah 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 blah. So I think it's important to communicate that in beforehand. And at our house, it's not Jonas and me. We almost never drink any alcohol, but we have this policy at home. There is no alcohol, and there will never be alcohol consumed in our house, ever.
So I guess I have to hide my bags then when I come over.
No, but it's for the kids' sake. I don't want the children to grow up with like, oh, it's normal to just take a glass of wine. Of course, it can be normal, but it shouldn't be at home. It shouldn't be like, every day. We drink a glass of wine.
I feel so judged.
No, I'm not judged because there are a lot of families who do that.
I know. I have box wine. I have a box of white wine in the fridge. I have a box of red wine in the kitchen.
But you don't have small children at home.
No, not anymore.
But
I've had box wine since they were born because I use a lot of wine in cooking and stuff like that.
But you know that's a different thing. It's a different thing to use it in cooking and cooking than to just sit randomly at home and have to have 1 glass while eating, 1 glass to fall asleep, 1 glass while reading a book, like 1 glass in the bathtub. Wow. Like it accumulates.
That's a lot of glasses of wine.
Yeah. And I think
whatever.
And in the Swedish society, and I think in many others also, it's kind of accepted to be drunk. It's like, oh, you were drunk.
I don't know. When I lived in America, it wasn't accepted. But I know that when I first moved to Sweden, that you could, as long as if you were drunk and you did things, people made excuses for it. Like it was always okay for you to act like a fool
because you're
an
drunk.
idiot because you were drunk.
Yeah.
I'm like, back home in the States, people, if I remember correctly, people would hold you accountable even if you were drunk.
Yeah,
it's like
whatever.
It's not an excuse. It's like, but you got
chose.
drunk.
Yeah, you chose to get drunk.
So you got to take the responsibilities for you to act like a jerk. Jerk, pop in the mouth.
Oh wow.
We're here. Didn't I tell you before? I lost a job once. That was my first English.
You lost a job because you
English.
Fired someone.
Because I fired someone in the I didn't do anything in Sweden.
No.
They just asked me what I would do if someone came to work drunk when I was a chef, and I said fire them. And they were like so offended and so
judged. They felt so judged.
Cranked. They're like, we thought you were a nice person. Obviously, you're not a very nice person.
It's not about being nice.
And no one came back to the class.
No.
So I lost a lot of money. That was a really good pain. I mean, it was pretty. I mean, if you think back in the mid '90s, the late '90s, I mean, I was making 250 or 300 something crowns an hour.
Nice.
That was pretty good back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Even with the taxes.
I liked that job. That was like, ooh, that's the money.
But you stand up for your principles, and I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's important, even if it costs you something.
Yeah, I'm willing to pay the price.
So.
Yeah. So anyway,
Christmas?
So this Christmas, when a lot of people might still be home, might be either self-isolating or they might have COVID or So it looks like we're moving in Sweden to a more we don't have lockdowns, but we're moving towards an increased amount of restrictions, which means like right now
to have the COVID
more
pass
than 100
stuff.
people you have to have a COVID pass, and I think they're going to tighten that down. So
and COVID passes that you have to show that you are vaccinated.
Yeah.
But does it also mean that if you had COVID and you can test that you have antibodies? Because in Germany they have this since a long time now, and there are two things. One is either you had COVID and you recovered, or you are vaccinated. Those two things.
No, I think in Sweden it's just you're vaccinated because they're really pushing here for everyone to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
So your COVID pass just shows that you have been vaccinated, and if you're not vaccinated, then you're not vaccinated.
You shouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Basically, but people still do. So I think it's. I don't know. I don't believe in this. Oh yeah, everyone is doing the best they can. Maybe they do with the information they're having, but not everyone has the same quality of information.
No, I think that
we had an episode where we talked about vaccination. So if you want to know more about that, you can listen to that.
It's so funny. You always remember everything we talk about. I'm just like in my mind, I'm going like,
what
did we ever talk about this before? We should make a podcast about this. No, but so to our listeners, listen. If you have the opportunity to reduce or even go down to zero during the holidays, do that.
Alcohol. We're talking about alcohol.
Yeah, we're not talking about intelligence, just alcohol. We want you to keep your intelligence high, but keep the alcohol low. And then if you have the opportunity to celebrate with other people, do it. Even if you don't like Christmas, even if you're an anti-Christmas person, I think that we need to start spending, when we can spend time with each other, we need to do it in a responsible and safe way.
Because this time has taught us, like, before maybe we all took it for granted to see each other all the time, or, it's Christmas again, we're going to see each other. But I think the last year taught us that, maybe life is not always the same as we thought.
No, I just lost another one of my mentors. Another really important person just died this weekend. So
sorry,
that's,
man.
I know, it's getting really thick out there. But yeah, so the drinking thing, the COVID things, if you find yourself that because during the holidays where people start to hang out together and you figure out that, we're looking at the whole COVID thing differently, you may want to decide that you, if you really believe in the vaccination and you are surrounded by people who don't, then, it might mean that you can't celebrate Christmas with them. Because now it's become so polarized, so it's really difficult. But if you can, try to be respectful of the fact that other people may not hold the same view that you have.
Other people might
idiots.
be stupid.
Okay,
That's what.
Yeah, I know. I just was trying to be diplomatic here. I wanted to be politically correct for once. We have one podcast.
Okay, you can say that, and I say people stupid. You say people who disagree with you.
Yes, people who disagree with you are not stupid. They are mentally challenged.
You can say that because you have a son who has Down syndrome?
No. No, I can say that because those people are mentally challenged. That's what they do with Down syndrome.
There are a lot of doctors and even pharmacists who say like, "Oh,
if the shoe fits,
I'm like,
if it smells like a monkey, it looks like a monkey, sounds like a monkey. It's probably a monkey." Just gonna say that.
Okay. Just let it.
No, but listen, whether you're an anti-vaxxer or whether you believe in the vaccination, let's try to get along with each other this holiday.
Of course.
Because the reason for the season is not a present. It's not Santa Claus. The reason for the season is the fact that God sent his son Jesus to the world. And Jesus came to bring peace and hope and joy to this world. So let's embrace that part of the Christmas tradition. Peace and hope and joy. And let's try to get along in this Christmas. And if you can't get out, do the next best thing. Send you can send an electronic greeting. You could paint your own cards and send them out. But do something to keep yourself connected to other people.
You can make this funny handprint, footprint Christmas cards that the kids usually do. You do it as an adult.
So you see with a whole bunch of stock paper, you kind of like finger paints. Bam, bam, bam. You're like, I have these special cards, and they're made from kids who are really struggling in life.
You should buy them.
And so I bought some of them. And that's why I'm sending this card to you, because you're also special.
Wow.
Well, thank you so very much for giving me that card.
So I think this Christmas people should try to enjoy themselves, be grateful, thankful that you may be able to meet someone. And if you're by yourself, don't be discouraged.
No.
Because maybe in the worst case scenario, someone you were supposed to spend Christmas with passed away for any reason. Yeah. Or you were in lockdown, or the other person's in lockdown, so you can't see each other. Right. Or you just maybe came out of a bad relationship, or I don't know. You just happen to be alone during Christmas.
Yeah.
Don't be discouraged.
No. Christmas will be over soon. So just endure. Endure one day at a time. I
think just keep to what we said. Try to keep the alcohol intake down. Yeah. Enjoy a nice meal. Think about why we celebrate Christmas.
And sorry.
No,
I was interrupting you. I'm sorry. I was trying not to interrupt you, but I had a thought that was so good. I'm afraid I'm going to lose
share it.
But I'm losing the thought.
Yeah,
it's gone. No, I was going to say that if you have the opportunities, like say you know people who are going to be spending time alone.
Yeah.
Why don't you invite them over to have dinner with you?
Because you're also alone?
No, just doesn't have to be two lonely people. It could be
make
just
you friends.
I mean, it could be someone who's like going to celebrate with their family.
They're
so inviting a couple of friends
doesn't,
it's not a big imposition.
Yeah.
And so maybe that might be a good start to be more proactive and trying to establish relationships. Oh, be kind. Be
kind.
Nice, friendly.
Yeah. People remember that. Kind, nice, friendly.
Sometimes.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Yes, and we wish you all a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year. And we really hope that as this year ends, we hope that you look back upon it and be very grateful for the fact that not everyone made it to the end this year.
Yeah, we have to remember
but if you made it to the end, let's be grateful and thankful.
Yeah.
And let's remember that we'll be here.
We'll try
Fika
to
for
be
Life
here.
is forever. Okay?
Fika for Life is still here.
We're like
strong.
We're like roaches. When the atomic bomb drops, we'll still be going strong.
Yo. Okay, bye everyone.
Thanks everyone. Keep writing in and have a great Christmas. And we'll see you guys next year in 2022.
Woo!
Woo-hoo-hoo. Merry Christmas, Lynn.
Merry Christmas, Ed.
And Merry Christmas, Lowry. He's our producer.
Merry Christmas, everyone out there.
Yes. And to all, a good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments or ideas, please send us a message to fikaforlife@mail.com. Fika, F-I-K-A. This was the Fika for Life podcast with Linh Nguyen and Edward Thomas, and we hope to hear you again.